Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rera, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Cornabuanta. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Makanisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. Loving listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news, student loans are not a burden, says Economy Minister. Young Fijians encouraged to read more. And new Tui Nandi appointed.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Amrita Sagar.
Well, firefighters have responded to what appears to be a fire in store in the heart of Suva's central business district. Well, these are live pictures of the Deoji shoe store in Mark Street. Smoke can be seen coming from the second floor. Earlier, some firefighters were able to enter the premises and douse the entire ground floor with water. It's believed the situation is under control and the fire has been controlled. It's not known how the fire started. However, FBC News understands the bulk store at the back of the building had caught fire. The street has been blocked off and firefighters remain at the scene. Remember, these are live pictures coming from the Deoji shoe store in Mark Street in Suva, which appears to have a fire on the second floor. We will have more information as it comes to hand. Commercial banks are doing a great injustice to the agriculture sector, says the Minister for Economy Ayaz Sayed Qayyum. He made the statement during the budget consultation in Savu this morning. Eleanor Tarangareview reports.
Commercial banks in Fiji are not doing enough for the agriculture sector. Minister for Economy Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says the banks do not offer much for agro-farmers.
There is a crop out there that has a fantastic return, and that's salmon. And when we take the submission to the banks, they're not really up to speed with the crop.
But I think the commercial banks have done a great deal of injustice to the agricultural sector of Fiji. If you look at the agricultural sector, there's probably zero participation of most commercial banks. And the other, I think, aspect too is that they have not come with good products, both ABB and the commercial banks, in respect of participating in the agricultural sector.
Another issue raised was the need to provide facilities and infrastructure that will retain young people in Savu as well as attract working people from Viti Levu.
So I would request if you can look into it, something that we can build recreation centers for them. We don't have even cinemas over here, we don't have the theaters over here. So this part, like young generation, with the parents they find their work, but what about the children with them? So that's another thing, they don't want to come to Savu.
Mod Narayan Singh, the president of Planters Club, pleaded with government to reduce the service turnover tax and environment levy as it's costing them a lot of money.
We are struggling to survive financially under these tax regimes. We should revert to the pre-2016 when local private clubs were not required to collect turnover tax.
Other issues raised include land, climate change, the provision of better roads, widening of the Savu airstrip, and the general development of Savu town. Eleanor Tarangareview, FBC News.
62-year-old Ratu Vuniani Navuniua has been confirmed as the paramount chief of Nandi. Ratu Vuniani is the younger brother of the late Tui Nandi, Ratu Sailosindawai, who passed away in July last year. The Tui Nandi was confirmed by the Native Lands Commission. Savara Tambua reports.
Ratu Navuniua is a former civil servant and was the former Rokoti Kandabo before his retirement. He hails from the village of Narewa and has plans to continue the work that was left behind by his brother who passed away last year.
My job is to continue where my late brother ends, and that is to reunite the people of Nandi, as they have had differences for the past 19 years, not only in Nandi, in Ba as well.
Narewa village headman Samu Tuinraki has welcomed the appointment and says they look forward to working together with the new chief.
This is a a position that needs to be filled. With the Twin Nandi, the Vanua will be together. We are getting all the, right now we are passing on all the information in the traditional way, getting all the information to all those Turangania Vusa, to the Vanua of Nandi, so that they are aware of the position that has been filled right now.
Discussions are also underway to confirm a date for the installation. The Twin Nandi traditionally hails from the village of Narewa and exercises chiefly authority over Nakavu, Namotomoto, Navodi and Ratambu villages, as well as Sikituru district, which comprises of Sikituru village, Moala, Ebusania and Korobuto villages. Sabai Ratambua, FBC News.
Now is the time for parents and guardians to promote the importance of books to our children rather than accessing mobile phones for internet and social media. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy was chief guest at World Book Day celebrations at the Fiji Museum in Suva. Savaratambo once again.
5 kindergarten schools who are members of the Community Information Center in rural areas were part of the celebration today and were advised that the more reading they do, the more their thinking abilities will grow. Education Minister Dr. Reddy highlighted to participants that reading is a key component of the basic literacy skills and parents must reflect and review their commitments towards facilitating reading habits in their children.
As parents, we should ourselves become interested in books and reading. The child will definitely reproduce this habit themselves. Read to bed, read books aloud to small children.
Author Dalitat has also encouraged the younger generation to read more. World Book Day is an occasion to realize the power and influence of books in our lives and at the same time appreciate and support the work of the writers and those who work to publish them. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
The tertiary education loan scheme is not a burden but a hope for a brighter future. This was highlighted by Economy Minister Ayaz Said Qayyum in Parliament yesterday. Rachel Nath has more.
The minister was responding to claims made by opposition MP Viliame Ngavokar that the student scholarship and loans facility is a burden to pay off.
How is government explaining the potential burden that people may carry with TELS for most of their working life?
They don't pay that loan as a lump sum. Madam Speaker, they pay that loan once only they start working and a payment arrangement is made. It's not for the rest of their lives. It's a ridiculous exaggeration.
Said Qayyum says if anything, TELS has taken the burden away, as parents previously had to make tougher choices.
Guess what the parents had to do when they had to make a choice between sending the children to university? Guess who get to stay back at home? The girls, the women. It's a fact. It's a fact. You see, I've touched a raw nerve of that. Suddenly they're now thinking about all the women voters. But this is a fact, Madam Speaker. They don't like that. They don't like that. But that's a fact all studies have shown.
The minister also stressed the recipients of the scheme are appreciative of the assistance and not burdened in any way. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Still to come, President encourages Scouts to nurture leaders. And Lakena residents welcome road improvements. Stay with us.
हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन ताफुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन ताफुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरबा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Economy Minister Ayaz Said Qayyum hit out at the opposition for suggesting public consultations on the budget, particularly with high school students, aren't necessary. The minister was giving an update in Parliament, but opposition MP Mosesim Bulitavu raised a point of order, saying this should be addressed in a ministerial statement. Rachel Nath reports.
They don't want us to go and talk to the members of the public. Contradictorily, they talk about democracy.
Economy Minister A.R. Said Qayyum's frustration was triggered by an interjection from opposition MP Mosese Bolitavu.
Maybe he's following the leader of his party who sits outside this parliament, who actually made a comment when we said that we'll be having public consultations, in particular school consultations, and he had said that there was no need for it. And this is the very same people who talk about participation of the ordinary Fijians in the governmental process.
Said Qayyum says consultations will not stop as the government listens to the wishes of the people.
But this is precisely what this public consultation, particularly with schools and university students, is doing. It's hearing from the ordinary men and women, in particular the young people of our country.
Opposition MP Salote Randrondro questioned the minister's involvement in the consultation process. However, Said Qayyum believes SADALPA is being misguided.
Minister explained why is the minister making it his responsibility and usurping the responsibilities of the permanent secretary in undertaking the budget consultation.
What interference is there, Madam Speaker? This is superfluous. You see, they're now clutching at straws. She's probably listening to her leader. You see, her leader is caught in a time warp. Her leader who's outside Parliament is caught in a time warp, not the Honourable Leader of Opposition. Not the Honourable Leader of Opposition. But it's a fact. She's just resounding there. At least you should listen to the Honourable Leader of Opposition, not the leader outside. The leader outside is taking you back to the 1990s. They're taking you back to the 1990s when the demographics were different.
Said Qayyum says the ministry will continue to hold public and national budget high school and university students consultations. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
President Major General retired Chiochi Kondote has urged members of the Fiji Scouts Association to help guide young Fijians towards wise decisions. He made the comment while opening the annual general meeting of the Fiji Scouts Association at Government House this morning. Sharon Shivan reports.
President Major General retired Chiochi Kondote believes serving the Scouts movement is serving the nation. He is urging all Scout members to train and guide young people to become model citizens.
The difference we make in their lives today will most certainly bring personal honor, followed by industriousness and prosperity for our country, as these young people develop to become leaders in their respective families, communities, and at national and international levels.
Plans are underway to develop a national strategic plan of 2017 to 2020 that will guide programs for the association. Association President Abhenand says the Scout movement continues to grow and its success has been possible through the remarkable voluntary efforts of many ordinary citizens.
Fiji is one of the few countries where Scouts volunteer, the executives volunteer. Most of the countries, they have employed executives who look after the Scout organization.
Scouting in Fiji was established in 1914 and has contributed to Fiji's progress as a nation. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
Residents living in Lakena Irrigation Road, Nosuri, have welcomed the recent improvements to the road in the area. Fulton Hogan Highways is working under the Fiji Roads Authority to implement its maintenance program by providing road access to the central, northern and eastern divisions. The irrigation road is heavily relied on by farmers with vehicles for harvest and transporting produce. Farmers previously had to face problems taking produce to the market. Two segments of the road, 875 and 340 meters respectively, were upgraded, with the road being widened, gravel being laid and the road shoulders cut to assist water runoff during wet weather. Well, coming up in sports, Fiji under-20 side thumped. And Suva Netball gets season underway. Find out more after the break.
I'm Prafnil from Nepata and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Girdler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasilai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inaya Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
The Vodafone Fiji under-20 side was thumped 63-3 by New Zealand at the Oceania Rugby Championship in Australia last night. Fiji was no match, with our only points coming from a penalty kick in the second spell. Rohit Deo with the story. 36 teams took part in the Suva Netball Association knockout competition today. The pre-season build-up has been hailed a success as the season proper begins next week. Rohit Deo once again.
A huge turnout for a pre-season opener. Players were out bright and early for the official opening.
We had a blast this morning after a march past from Feti's shop, then down to the Vodafone Arena. We had the National Youth Band to lead us this morning, which was really colourful.
This is the perfect build-up for the main competition, which begins next week.
It's quite a good number. As usual, we start off with a number less than that, yes. But registration closes 3 weeks after the opening knockout. That's where most of the clubs will come and register themselves.
The competition level is quite high, and the same is expected in the league this year.
These are some of the top teams, yes. And Suva, we have some of the top teams that usually wins the IDC competitions and the local championships. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nasinu's army team has joined the Suva Association this year. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
AFL Fiji started its Powerade Cup competition today with 6 teams taking part. The affiliation received a $15,000 boost from Coca-Cola Amatil, the first of its kind for the sport.
A reason to smile. These players have secured sponsorship for the first time.
This is the first ever major sponsorship. Coca-Cola, we're very thankful for them. They've sponsored the Senior Cup, which is the launching today. The competition starts today. It's a cash incentive of 10,000 and 5,000 in kind.
A national squad for the International Cup in August will be selected from this competition.
We'll select a 14-member squad, and it'll be a training squad. They'll work towards the next month, and they'll call the final 25-member squad.
AFL has come a long way in the last 8 years and continues to grow.
A lot of that is can be credited with our development too. Like we started out in 2009. By 2013, we had 13,000 participants. We go to all the communities, villages, schools as much as we can, working with the Sports Commission.
The sport has also been introduced in schools, outer islands and villages. It may not be too long when we start seeing more Fijian superstars in the AFL competition in Australia. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
More players from the Vodafone Fiji Under-18 Rugby League side are expected to be offered contracts and scholarships. The Junior Mbati Fijian Patrick Osborne marked his 50th Super Rugby cap for the Highlanders in style, scoring 2 tries in the 57-14 win over the Stormers last night. Osborne was also given the honours to take the last conversion of the match, which he understandably missed. Fijian Wesaka Naholo also scored 2 tries for the Highlanders in the match. Here are the highlights. Cloudy conditions with brief showers were experienced over the eastern and interior parts of the larger islands today. Fine weather prevailed elsewhere. Looking at the west, it was sunny and warm, a great day for the beach. Temperatures were in the low 30s. And looking eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, a warm day all around despite showers in the capital. Well, up in Vanua, more sunshine with Lambasa hitting 33 degrees. At sea, east to southeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate to rough swells. Now, the next high tide is tonight at 9 o'clock with low tide at 3:50 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:19 a.m. Now for tomorrow, generally fine weather with a chance of scattered showers, especially in the east is expected. Tomorrow's temperatures, Lambasa will be warmest again with a high of 33 and low of 22 in Savu. As for the further outlook, brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, it should be fine apart from isolated afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms. Easterly winds 15 to 20 knots and moderate to rough seas are expected. Recapping the main stories, Economy Minister says banks have been ignoring agriculture sector. New Tuinandi appointed, and government says student loans are not a burden. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, This week we are asking, do you think the Coke Games should be moved to the West next year? Visit our FBC website to answer. Well, you can always send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News, or simply #FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Good night.
Well, te vitarokuta mai hono kula nrasa lutoka ndo ba talenta kana warong na radio Fijuan.
Bula na rango fina wa korviri nandi au talitaka na warong na radio Fijuan na programa ni masmasu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurina bila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe ndo talitakini na warong na radio Fijuan gena na domo iviti.
Na radio Fijuan na domo iviti na bonga ni vienan.